1. Install the basement. The center distance between two cement stands is 5080 mm when installing the basement, and the diagonal distance of the two stands are the same. Keep the distance of the back to wall at least 200 mm and the left to wall at least 400 mm, the right to wall at 600 mm. After positioning, please make the levelness of the basement to keep the arrow less than 20 mm. Then mark on the bottom hole to fix on the expansion screws with a specification of 16 to 150 mm. 2. Install side beam. There are 12 PC screws hole in the bottom of each beam. Please remain about 30 mm length in the bottom of two sides by 4 screws and tighten in the middle 8 screws. When fixing, then put on the two sides beam on two side stand. 3. Correction levelness of the side beam. Place the straight line of both side beams. Measure the levelness of the side beam till to keep the level position. 4. Adjust the dimension of the side beam. Measure the center length of the main beam and the center width of the side beam. It should be in the same distance from the center between main beam and side beam, and no error dimension between them. Measure the diagonal distance between the two side beam, and the error not more than 1 mm. Finally, weld the 4 screws in one side beam. 5. Fix the one side beam. Measure the levelness of the side beam to be in the same level when 4 screws being cooled. After adjusting the levelness in 4 corners of the machine, then weld the middle 8 screws. 6. Adjust another side beam. According to the adjusted side beam, please use the same way to measure the distance and levelness of another side beam to keep them in the same distance. After adjusting, fix the 4 screws of side beams by the same way and measure the levelness of two side beam. And also fix the middle 8 screws. 7. Position side beam. The correct way to install the side beam is inside of the triangle rail and outside of the rack. 8. Install the main beam. Before installing, loosen the transmission shaft screws under the main beam. Loosen the 4 screws of both sides of main beam. Adjust the screws of the gearbox. Place the main beam on the two side beams. 9. Place main beam. Loosen the 8 PC screws at the shaft of concave shaft of main beam. Please falling down the transmission gear shaft. Loosen the top screws when fixed. Then measure the distance between the main beam and side beams in the same distance. 10. Place waterproof cloth. Place waterproof cloth on the side beam, then tighten the screws. 11. Install drag chain slot. Install the right drag chain slot. 12. Install drag chain. 13. Install the work table. Please measure 1.93 meters from the back of side beam as the center line for the back pre-bury iron plate. Please pressure 1.55 meters from back center as the center line of the front pre-burying iron plate. Please draw the cross line to fix the center of main beam. The center of front iron plate is far from 830 mm distance to the center point, and the center of back iron plate is far from 720 mm distance to the center point. Place the iron plate under of the work table, and put the front iron plate in the sideways, and put the another 2 plates in the upright position. Before the installation, place the work table. Move the main beam to the back side. Then put 4 pieces of iron plate on the bottom. Then lay down the work table according to the iron pieces depositing the work table. 14. Install the hydraulic tank. According to the marked line number to connect the electronic valve in right route. Connect the power cable with the motor. 15. Put on the oil pipe. Put on the 2 oil pipes on the left hydraulic control valve and connect with 2 oil pipes on the machine head. The up oil pipe to connect the above cylinder and the down oil pipe to connect the below oil pipe. Put on 2 oil pipes in the middle of hydraulic control valve and connect to the left oil pipes of the center work table. Install 2 oil pipes on the right of hydraulic control valve and connect the 2 pipes on the right of the center work table. 16. Install the control box. Fix the control box on the side beam. Tighten the screws. Sort out the power wire at the inside of the drag chain slot. To connect the power wire, then open the electric box to test it. 17. Fuel filling. Fill the hydraulic oil with the number 46 anti-wear hydraulic in the tank with full of 2/3 filler. Filled 2 side beams with number 46 anti-wear hydraulic oil till full of the middle of the gear. Fill the cross beam with number 46 anti-wear hydraulic oil to the 1/3 of the indentation place. Press one more time by handle of oil hand pump and check the oil level inside the oil box. Fill the oil pump with number 46 anti-wear hydraulic oil. 18. Test the machine. Before test the machine, take out the front panel, the spindle nut and saw blade plate. Start the motor. Check the situation of the motor transmission operating. Follow with the right way of connection to ensure the motor transmission direction is the same with the instruction. Put on the inside pressing plate and saw blade. Then put outside pressing plate. Tighten nut. Install the panel plate. 19. Adjust the work table. Drew the center point on the both sides of the work table. Move up the machine head. Press the frontward button. Move the cross beam to the side center point. Then stop. Adjust the distance between the right side and left one of the work table. Also the distance of front and back. Keep the same distance. Then direct the blade to the center line of the work table to rotate to be 90 degrees. To move the blade at front and backward. Then move down the blade on the edge of the work table to check the levelness of the table. Fix the iron plate of the bottom and the foot of work table. Measure the distance between the main beam and main beam under the work table. Keep the distance from 720 mm to 730 mm. Adjust the screws of the bottom foot if the distance are not the same. To measure the distance of the blade bottom and 4 corners of the work table to keep the same distance. 20. Fine-tuning the work table levelness. Regulate the first corner of the work table. Regulate the second corner of the work table. Regulate the third corner of the work table. Regulate the fourth corner of the work table. 21. Put on the laser. Cut the work table, leave the laser marks. Install infrared laser. Test the laser to cut the straight line on the work table by laser. 22. Correction the work table levelness. Press the control button to rotate the work table. Cut another 3 side line to check the work table or keep at the same level. If not, to tuning the height of the screws below the bottom. 23rd. The diagonal adjustment. Measure the distance of 2 diagonal at side beam 1. If the lengths are different, it should be to adjust the below screws, then cut the 2 lines front and back till the cross tangents are in the same level. 24. Adjust the transmission shaft. We fix the height and width adjustment of 4 transmission shaft screws behind the main beam, then tighten the screws. The error is 1 mm or less. 25. Adjust the camshaft screws. Tighten the nut of the right camshaft and the left camshaft should tighten for about 2 mm length. Please adjust the concentricity of the encoder by dial indicator. The error should be no more than 0.03 mm. 26. Place the encoder. Place the encoder, the neutral position between the connecting shaft and the variable code machine shaft, not more than 1 mm. Please rotate it by hand. When fixed it, please tighten it if loosened. 27. Trial cutting. Please make sure all the testing are fine-tuned before cutting and to check each point of the running situation. 28. Processing. To connect the water pipe and fix the stone. Then please start to the edge of the material by laser to finish the cutting according to the input dimension. Twenty-ninth. Cleaning. It shall be cleaned up in time at the work table when finished working.